Hi, my name is KAYLYN and today I will be presenting section A, which is our project synopsis of our game, which is called Alien Blaster. So Alien Blaster is actually a 2D shooter game built using C++ and also WinBGLM graphic library, where players defend Earth from wave of invading alien ships. The game emphasizes object-oriented programming principle including encapsulations, inheritance, and also polymorphisms. So in the game, players actually need to control the space fighter navigating through the hostile territory. Different types of aliens motherships descend from top to bottom of the screen, and the player must shoot them down to avoid enemies. For this game feature, multiple aliens types with distinct behavior and scoring system based on the successful hits, and ends with the player which is loses for all the life or defeats all the final boss. So the players use arrow keys to move left and right, and also press the space button to shoot the laser, and must avoid enemy collisions. So the mission is to eliminate all alien threats and also achieve the highest score with the points as awarded for 10 for basic aliens, 25 for the fat aliens, and lastly is 50 points for our boss aliens.
Hello, I am RHIDDHI SUBHA and I will be covering section B task 1 and 2, focusing on identifying objects and actions in our game. For task 1, identifying objects, we have categorized them into characters and environment objects. Starting with characters, first, the player ship. This is the spaceship that you as a gamer control throughout the game. Then we have 3 types of aliens. Basic aliens that move straight down with low health worth 10 points each. Fast aliens that move in challenging zigzag patterns and are harder to hit worth 20 points. Then we have the boss aliens. These are large tough enemies with high health that appears occasionally worth 50 points when destroyed. For the environment objects, we have player bullets, projectiles fired upward from your ship, enemy bullets, projectiles fired downwards by aliens, the background that is a scrolling star field that creates the space atmosphere, the scoreboard which displays your current score and remaining lives, and the game border. Invisible boundaries that keep the game contained in the screen. Moving on to task 2, identifying actions. Each object has specific behaviors. The player ship can move horizontally within screen boundaries, shoot bullets from its front position, and take damage when colliding with enemies and their bullets. Aliens. All alien types share common actions. They spawn at random position at the top of the screen, move downwards with their unique movement pattern, and die when their health reaches 0, awarding points to the players. Bullets have 2 key actions. They move in their designated directions, up for player bullets and down for enemy bullets, and they check collision to detect when they hit valid targets. For system management, the scoreboard updates score when aliens are destroyed and updates lives when the player is destroyed. Finally, we have the game manager that handles starting the game by initializing all objects and triggering the game over when the player runs out of lives. With this, I will be concluding my presentation here.
Hello, I'm CIMEI, and I will discuss task 3, identify object characters in detail. Starting with the player shape, it has several essential attributes. Location, its current position on the game board. Color, its visual appearance. Health, representing how many attracts it can be withstand before being destroyed. And then its speed, determining how fast it can move horizontally. And weapon, depending the various weapons it can be obtained and used during gameplay. Moving to the alien types. It has basic, fast, and boss aliens. They share common characters, but with different value. Each has location for position, color for visual distinction, health, with basic having low health, fast having medium, and boss having high health. And then is speed. Basic move at slowly speed, fast move moderate, and boss move quickly. Attract power, the damage, they cross when hitting the player, and punt, the scroll values when destroyed enemy. For bullets, it has player and enemy tabs, location for tracking position, color for visual identification, speed determine how fast they move, attract power, the damage they inflict on targets, and direction, upward for player bullets and downward for enemy bullets. The background has image characters for visual and scrolling speed to control the parallax effect. The scrollboard including location for screen placement, color for visibilities, scroll to track point urge, and font size for readabilities. Finally, the game borders has location defining the screen edge, boundary type, determining what happens when object reach edge, and visibility setting.
So I'm going to present my part, which is task 4, object relationship. We defined how all of these objects interact with each other. The most fundamental relationship is between the game manager and all other game object. This combination, the combination relationship, meaning the game manager creates and manage and owns the player sheet, all elements, bullets, background, and scoreboard. They are integral parts of the whole game system. As we can say, the game manager is control all of these elements. Alienation, the player ship can create bullets, but bullets exist independently after being fired. So similarly, aliens have alienation relationship with enemy bullets. Central aliens can shoot bullets that then operate on their own. Association relationship. As we can see, they are similar. The player bullets and the enemy bullets, they have aggregation relationship. And we have on the scoreboard, we have association relationship. The scoreboard has association with the player sheep. It isn't on the sheep, but it constantly monitors and updating based on the player actions, like destroying the enemies and losing life. Similarly, aliens have association relationship with the game border. They interact with the border to determine their movement, limited and bounds behavior. Another combination relationship exists between the background and the game manager. As we can see, background and the game manager. Combination relationship. The background is external part of the game environment that cannot exist without the game itself. You cannot say any background without the game. This is logically. This relationship creates the clear vertical and interaction pattern that makes our game well structured and efficient. The combination relationship handle ownership, agreement handle creation without permanent ownership, and associated handle owning interaction between independent objects.
So finally, KAYLYN again covering section C, which is our logbook and also our conclusion. So for our team collaborations, followed a structured approach with 2 key meetings. On October 28, all of our 4 members met together to finalize our game topic, conduct market research on similar games, and also brainstorming for the core of our gameplay mechanics and also scoring system. So this foundational work ensure we have a solid concept before moving forward. And for our second meeting is on November 3rd, which focus on implementation our planning. So through Alien Blaster, we have designed a comprehensive game that fully demonstrates object-oriented programming characteristic and also principle while creating an entertaining player experience. So that's all from me. Thank you for the attention.